Hi, Healing Fam. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. How are you doing? So, in today's video, we're talking about how a lot of women ignore red flags or pretend it's not there.
I'm in my healing era from a toxic relationship, and one of my biggest regrets in the relationship was that I didn't leave sooner. Right when I started dating my ex, I noticed red flags in the beginning. I noticed that he had anger issues and he had rageful issues that got really intense and really bad, but I ignored it. And I've seen these episodes throughout the 3 years I was with him. At the end of the day, I come here to tell you, ladies, that whatever red flags you see in the beginning of the relationship are ultimately going to be the red flags that end your relationship.
So, if you follow me, you know already how I say stuff regarding, red flags, recognizing the red flags, knowing when you are in that should I go, should I stay stage, if you're in a long-term relationship or in a marriage and you're noticing, you're seeing the pattern, and you're saying, if you see the pattern, don't act like you don't see the patterns. Make your decision and decisions accordingly, because you are a big girl. Put your big girl pants on, maybe cry a little bit, go down the walls, sliding down, doing the dirty cry, okay? Because we are emotional beings. But wipe up those tears, put your makeup on, drink your water, go for a walk, and get back on the grind, because you cannot lose yourself over a person, in this case over a man. So this is why I say, when you recognize the first, second, maybe third, especially if you're dating, you just be like, okay, I don't have the bandwidth for this. This person doesn't have the same values as me. I cannot try to make it work. I can't continue to twist myself into a person to make it work. And for my highly religious, ladies, you cannot fast and pray and wish it away, or have cognitive dissonance where you constantly go back to that first 2 or 3 dates when you first are like, oh my God, he was such an amazing guy. That was his representative. Sometimes even the first 5 years of the marriage, usually sometimes that's their representatives. Sometimes they start to reveal their true selves. That's why sometimes like you have to tailor your relationship so much to yourself, that having a setting ways of going through things like, oh, I can only give up the sex after 90 days. You can do that. Hold up for 90 days, hold up for 2 years, hold up for that. Just go according to that black and white standard way of thinking it should be. And if it's gonna diss you, still diss you. People change. People will only change in a positive way only if it suits them. A lot of people, majority of people, especially men, are selfish. They're all about status, about the look, and it's all about what suits them, at what stage, at what phase they are in their lives. Sometimes midlife crisis, sometimes whatever, sometimes hormonal, sometimes untreated diagnosis, and they're never gonna get the help they need. You are not the Jesus sent to them. Let Jesus do his work on them and let them go and let them be, and let you live your authentic life, because you have agency over you, over your life, over your choices. Like this woman begging for this man to buy her food and her children's food. First of all, should you be dating if you need somebody to provide you your basic needs? Like, I'm not talking about beyond basic needs. Like, if you still need someone to provide you with food, to provide you with shelter, to provide you with safety, those are things that at least at the basics you should be able to provide for yourself, and anything else should be additional that makes your life a little more doable, especially with this state of our world. But if you're looking at dating to be a ways to provide those means to you, that, like, what are you doing? So knowing the three things, it's all about sex, it's all about status, it's all about such selfishness. Men lack the emotional capability. A lot of men, some do. Emotional maturity is a lot of time lacking. There's no ability to communicate effectively. They lack conflict resolution skills to communicate about uncomfortable stuff. Vulnerable, oh, forget it. Let's hit the quick dopamine hit and keep going on. And once you realize this is how men with accountability, you can keep crying and begging and for accountability. If you ain't going it, if they're not holding you, they're not respecting you, and they're demanding it, and they're doing it, and it's making you out of character all the time, then it might be time for you to and buckle up and but this is why recognize, stop making excuses for this man. Oh, he must have such a stressful day, that's why. Oh, he has such a crappy childhood, that's why. Oh, he's working so much, that's why. Oh, he didn't eat so, that's why. And that's why. You might get away with like the first 2 or 3 excuses, but after that, you are just being okay, bye.
Let me ask you something. I really want you to think about this. How many times have you made excuses for your partner's bad behavior? How many? You know, nobody's perfect, right? They're stressed. They're having a bad day. The traffic was really bad. They're very busy. Let me tell you this. We are grown-ass adults, and we all know what we're doing. But yet, we find ourselves making excuses for somebody else's disrespectful behavior, period. You see it all the time. And what is real is you're not protecting the relationship. You're protecting your fear of the truth. And the truth is, they're showing you who they are. Quit seeing something different. Love isn't supposed to feel like this, and it sure in the hell isn't supposed to hurt you. Because if you had a friend that came to you and asked you the same advice, you'd probably tell them to leave. So hold yourself to that same value. Quit making excuses for someone else's disrespectful behavior. We're adults. You owe it to yourself. And no more excuses, no more disrespect. Choose your peace, choose you, because you are very much well worth it.
Okay, here are 5 red flags I regret ignoring. So I even had some of my girlfriends recently tell me who they're dating or they stopped dating had this particular thing. So number 1, if he has no friends. Now, I understand as you get older, out of college, you know, it's harder to make a friend if it's like a different workspace environment. But I mean, literally 0 friends. 0. I once dated this guy. We were like 3 months in. We're laying on the beach and just chilling. And he leans over to me and he's like, "Can you teach me how to make a friend?" I was shocked. Now, this is like the 3rd person I had dated in my lifetime so far, all different ages, that did not have like a friend, let alone friends. So I think you need to look out for that. Like, that is a red flag. Because it's one thing to like be a loner, but like to not have an outlet, like, you know, us girls need to go out with our girls and have girl therapy. Like, guys need that for guys, right? So you can not be so dependent on each other. So yeah, that was a whole sting. Number 2, I don't know if I'm going fast enough. Number 2 would be, and I hate the way this sounds, but the older he is, the more single he is, you gotta know why. How is he 40 and single? How is he 37 and single? How is he single with no kids or previous marriage? Now, I know there's like this weird stigma about having a kid sometimes or having a previous partner that you were married to. I think now millennials and Gen X, we don't feel like that's an issue anymore. Like, that's an older generation ick. Now it's just like, you know, life happens and you just love who you love. But like, if you're 35 to 45, and some people date older, why? Tell me why. Because, you know, it's one thing to say, "Oh, I've been a single father," or, "Oh, I've been struggling through this divorce in the past." Archie's upset too. You know, you answer why. And don't do like the first date they always say, "Oh, you know, haven't met the one." It's like, come on, Bob, you've met the one. Why didn't the one want you, right? And it's not like a combative question. So yeah, number 3, if they do not like dogs or cats, especially dogs, but like, you run from that. I once had a girlfriend where the first thing on their date, he was like, "Yeah, I don't like animals."
Here are some red flags men have that women are ignoring. Ladies, if you've been dating a dude for a while and he doesn't show you to his friends or his family, God, woman, it's a red flag. There's a reason why he's not showing you to the most important people in his life. It's because you're not important to him. A man is going to show you off if you're important to him. Keep that in mind. Make sure you hit that follow button to see part 3.
Anything that a man is lacking, he will try to destroy that of yours. If a man has a bad reputation, he's going to try to destroy your reputation. If a man has a bad money situation, he will absolutely, most definitely try to destroy your money situation. If he's got bad credit, there goes your credit. If he's got an anger problem, he's going to do everything he can to make you react in a way that's out of character. You have to pay attention to red flags. In the dating phase, when they are on their best behavior, there will be signs. They will be minimal, but you cannot ignore them, because whatever red flag you see now, that is the exact same thing he's going to try to go after and take away from you. So if you've worked hard to establish yourself and your career and your reputation and your money and the respect that you have when you communicate with people, if you get with an insecure man and he sees that you have all of this, those are the exact same things he's going to try to strip you of. Be careful, girls, and pick wisely.
I should have known when he wasn't taking any initiative to plan dates. Only wanted to do things last minute.
I should have known when it was my birthday and my husband told me to keep driving around and not come home yet because he was planning something to get the house ready, gifts, whatever. And I would come to find out later it's because he was busy talking on the phone to his girlfriend. I should have known when his own mother said he's probably not the marrying kind.
I should have known when the good morning test felt sweet and nice. But then the conversation wasn't happening until late at night. And is the what are you doing text messages late at night. Do you want to come over? Do you want me to come over? I should have known.
I should have known when he largely began to prefer spending his free time with his boys over spending time together with me. And I should have known when he really started to shut me out. I should have known when he'd make little comments about his own sister being spoiled by the man who loves her. I should have known when he told me he was taking me on a vacation, actually the vacation where I picked up this breakup wine, and that everything was covered, to then later say he didn't recall that conversation and that he had said I was going to cover the flights. I should have known when he wasn't taking any initiative to plan dates.
I should have known when he decided to propose. And I decided to talk about the finances and what that will look like. And he fixed his mouth to call me a gold digger when he had no gold to dig.
Video going around of a woman being asked, what does she look for in a man? Her reply?
Give me some money to leave for these kids so they can get some DoorDash.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, babe.
I'll get the door for you real quick.
I know we ready to go on a date or whatever, but I need to leave some money for the kids so they can get some food from the DoorDash. You mind giving me a couple dollars?
Dude, a couple dollars for this our first date. Where they daddy at? Oh, here it come. Oh. With the money.
That don't matter. I'm asking you. I'm going on a date with you.
I know, but that's not like technically like you supposed to have that set up before you call yourself going out on a date. The children should already be straight. That shouldn't be like a responsibility on me. Like,
so my kids,
for your kids' food.
Yeah, my kids not important to you. It's a package deal.
Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like you, if you're being yourself,
we just met. In order for a package deal, we just met. How, like, this all happened like real fast. Like, I got.
So you're not gonna give me no money to leave for my kids? What shit is that?
No, that's not. You should already have that straight before you called yourself going out on a date. No, I'm not. That's not. You know what? Maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Really?
You don't have your children straight, so you shouldn't be going out on a date.
So you're just gonna cancel the date?
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
Not gonna help me with the kids, or feed the kids or nothing?
Those ain't feed the kids. They not my kids.
All right.
They not even.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
you have
Take care.
To me, and I'ma stick on you. If you pick me, then I'ma pick on you. Digo double G, and I'm here.
Don't get married for love. Men don't care about love. Men care about a trophy. Men care about a status symbol. But while the men are complaining that they're broke and that all the women want the top 1% in the world, they are spending their time trying to sell a false idea of love to women, even dangling marriage on a carrot in front of them. Men know that they are playing these games. They are not dumb. They know exactly what they're doing. Stop giving men the benefit of the doubt. They are a little slow, but they know how to play these fucking games. They know how to play the game of love. They were taught how to play it since they were kids. Men do not have the same concept of love as women. I don't even think they're capable. They barely love their friends. They don't even know what that means. To them, it's fruity. And if you think a man doesn't know that you want to be in a relationship with him, if you think a man doesn't know that you want to get married, they know. They are playing the game, and they are doing it in their advantage. Even all the sassy men now, they're mad because the women don't want to play the game, and they're losing. Let them be lonely. It is not our problem. They have been playing games for thousands of years. This is not complicated. This is not news.
Called off my engagement and ghosted my fiance. I already feel emotional, but I want to share this because I want to help other women. First of all, 5 years ago, he and I dated, and he ghosted me when I was traveling. So he seemed very, very genuine. And he just wanted to, try dating again. So I really liked him 5 years ago, so I gave it another try. So let's get into the red flags, because it ended up being a really, really, really bad situation that I had to leave immediately. So here were the red flags that I did not pay attention to. First of all, him ghosting me years ago. Major red flag. Second red flag. This is a big one. I know that I can't say this on the internet, so I'm just gonna say he sexually occulted me. Okay. He crossed some boundaries, okay? And yeah, he did that 2 times, okay? He did that twice. Both times I curled up in a ball crying. Anyway. Third red flag. If I asked questions about his ex specifically, he would get defensive. And I had like a gut feeling that there was something off there, so that's why I was even asking in the first place. And he would just not want to talk about it. And he would say it's because like he hated her and stuff, you know what I mean? So I tried to respect it. And then we got engaged, right? And then something happened a week after we got engaged, but I gotta tell you in part 2.
If he's not willing to get down on one knee for you, don't you open up 2 knees for him. So you should show commitment before you get access to this mother of civilization and this queen. And that if women would say no, I guarantee you there'll be a whole lot more holy matrimony and covenant connections and sacred unions going on. Sisters, I promise you, if you really knew your value, you would stop giving men discounts. If you really knew your value, you come off that clearance rack and get back behind the glass where the real valuable stuff is at. You know, when you go to a store, the clearance rack got stuff. You got a large hanger with a medium shirt, and pants don't fit this outfit, and it's stepped on stuff a few times. But whenever you behind the glass, we was getting my wife's ring serviced, and there was a sign on there that said, "We are only allowed to show you one of these in this glass at a time." And I asked him, I said, "Why is that?" He said, "Because of how valuable they are, we don't want to take the risk of being distracted and somebody being able to have 2 or 3 and they take one and we don't realize that it happened." That's the same way that our women have to be. Just like the valuable ring or bracelet could only be looked at one item at a time, you should have in your mind as a woman that, look, if I'm the only one you looking at and considering right now. And if I'm not, then I'm gonna have to move on.
Tonight, I had to tell a grown man that I have 5 kids and a man at home who won't marry me. I usually go walking at the trail by my house, but the grass is overgrown a lot. I saw a huge snake over there the other day. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start walking at the park by my house instead. And so I'm over here yesterday, I'm walking. I try to do 3 miles every day. So it usually takes me about an hour. This guy pulls up. He looks to be about in his 40s. And so I'm like still walking, whatever. About 20 minutes later, he like walks up beside me, and I'm thinking he's gonna like walk past me. And instead he kind of like lingers near me, and then I look up and he's like looking at me. So I turn my music off and I'm like, hey. And he's like, oh, you were walking so fast, I was trying to catch up to you. I was like, okay. He's like, where did you graduate high school from? And I was like, what year did you graduate high school, sir? And he was like, oh, no, it wouldn't have been with me, but I have kids. Why are you talking to someone who your kids could have graduated high school with? So I told him where I went to high school, whatever. Also, before he asked me where I went to high school, he was like, you look so familiar. Do I know you? No. And you know that I don't know you, and you don't know me. Anyway, so then he goes on to talk about how good I look, and he's like, you're so pretty. I bet you get that all the time. I'm like, yeah, I do. He was like, you look so good. I saw you when I first pulled up, and your body looks so good, but I had to make sure the face looked good too. Oh yeah, most people only look at the body, but I had to make sure the face is good too. I don't just care about the body. And I'm like, okay. So he's just going on, and I'm literally not giving him anything back. Like, he'll say something and I'll be like, okay, or cool, and he'll like throw his head back laughing. You're so funny. What? Okay. So yada. Then he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm pushing 30. And he's like, oh, no way. I would have thought you were 21. Why are you talking to me if you thought I was 21? Then he's like, I'm 47. I'm thinking, I didn't ask. He's like, where's your man? I'm like, he's at home. He's like, oh, if I was your man, I would be here with you. Yada. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, don't tell me you have any kids. Not that it would matter anyway, because you don't have a chance with me. And I'm like, I have 5. And he's like, you have 5 kids? Oh, I don't believe you. Show me a picture. I was like, I'm not showing you a picture of my kids. I don't have a man or kids. Like, you have 5 kids and you look like that. Oh my God. Yada. Then he's like, are y'all at least married? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I'm not. We're not married. And then he's like, oh no, you're too pretty for that. I'm like, I know, I get that all the time. He's like, are all 5 of your kids with your current man? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh no, you're not leaving him. And I'm like, I guess not. I really try to get like 10,000 steps in a day, but at this point it was like getting kind of dark and people were kind of starting to leave the park, and I didn't want to be stuck here with him, obviously. So I'm like, okay, I have to go. So that makes 2 times this week that I had to cut my walk short to avoid a big black snake. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my walk in today, and hopefully this man is not here. Pray for me.